Hey, YouTube Rando here. I wanted to do a video today on our Shit Hit the Fan library, hard copies. I'm not going to show the whole library because I've done that before in a different video. This is just some reference books, books that, I'm going to show, and this is what type of book I prep with. And also some new additions to the hard copy library. I showed my digital the other day, so I just wanted to show my hard copies to kind of prep with. Phone books, we do prep with phone books, believe it or not. We have probably anywhere from 30 to 40 phone books. It's a huge stack of phone books in a box in the closet. So if you ever ran out of toilet paper and shit hit the fan, you're going to need something to wipe your butt with. So toilet paper is the next best thing. It's free. Not everybody can afford to buy a year's supply of toilet paper. So if you run out in 6 weeks, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a phone book. I'm going to take a page out, crumble it up, uncrumble it, crumble it up, uncrumble it, get it nice and pliable. Use 2 or 3 if you have to, whatever. I've never done it before, but if I had to, that's what I would use before I use leaves or cloth or whatever. Who wants to wash, cloth with poop on it? This next book's just a reference book. It's, not necessarily this book, but cookbooks. You're going to need to know how to cook those rice and beans, and, a good cookbook can teach you a lot of different ways to cook one item. So, and we actually practice with them. We pull it out every now and then, pull a different one out, look through it, find a recipe we want to try out. If we try it and we like it, we put a check on it. That means we tried it and liked it. If we don't like it, we just put an X. So we know not to try that recipe again. So also gardening books are important. I didn't grab a gardening book for some reason to use as a reference, but those are important as well. Especially organic gardening books. Not everybody can prep, with fertilizers. I don't even know how long a fertilizer lasts or whatever. You can always use organic fertilizers like worm castings or whatever, and good book go a long way. If you're going to be raising animals of any kind, chickens, rabbits, goats, pigs, whatever, these stories, guides, these are good books. I have chickens and I have rabbits. I don't have chickens and rabbits anymore. I did on the property, but now I'm saying I have the books for chicken and rabbits. But anyways, find something that has, nearly an entire chapter on disease and remedies, natural remedies especially. Good book for all your animals. Get one if you're raising pigs. Get you one for pigs, or, if you can't call the vet, you're going to have to deal with it yourself. Something to reference is a good deal, goes a long way. This book is a new edition. Well, not real new, but it's newer than my last video I showed. I've gotten it since then, and that was probably about a year ago. This is Healing Foods. This book will actually teach you how to control your diabetes. You know what I mean? If you can't get medicine, Healing Foods, it's just all about nutrition and all about staying healthy and using certain foods to fight, certain illnesses. So I think this is a good book. I haven't read it all the way through, but you can see who wrote it and everything right there. I don't have to go through it, but it's a good book. What I have read of it, pretty interesting. Also, home repair books. I prep with them often. Anytime I find one on sale, this one's by Better Homes, but anytime I find one on sale or at a decent price anyway, I'll pick it up. Just I'm a do-it-yourselfer, and anything to save money. I don't just prep for disasters. I prep for everyday life. Something goes wrong, I can reference one of my books and figure it out. I'm not a carpenter, I'm a mechanic, but I can do you know, a lot with my two hands. So if I just know how to do it, read about it, see a video on it or something like that, then I can pretty much do it myself. So I prep with a lot of home repair books. This book right here, it may be in my last video because I've had this for a long time. It's the Doctor's Book of Home Remedies, and it was made by I think Health Magazine or something. I don't recall, but it's a good book. Thousands of tips and techniques anyone can use to heal everyday health problems. This is from earaches, arthritis, boils, you name it, it's in here. And there's entire lists of home remedies and how to do each remedy, you know. So I think that's a good book to have on hand if you can't get medicine. Hey, it's the next best thing, you know. There's a lot of herbal remedies as well in here. This next one's a little bit, I guess that was my gardening book. I probably could have found a better one. And I've never used this book before, by the way, but, you know, hey, you might want to grow pot. I don't know. I wouldn't. But good gardening books goes a long way. So I don't know too much about gardening, so anytime I need to, I reference a book on it. Could have grabbed a better reference book on that one, though. Anytime I find a weird book like that, just, you know, how to grow marijuana indoors, I don't know anything about that, so, you know, just to read it, I just find it interesting, you know, different books. I just did a video on these for my garage sale finds. I got a good price on these. I have to look at the video to recall what I paid, but these books come in handy, man. I mean, there's everything you can think of that, you know, every use for baking soda, every use for vinegar, every use for lime juice, lemon juice, apple cider. I mean, it goes on, and it's just really interesting the stuff that you read in here, you know. And it's got a gardening as well. It tells you how to get rid of different funguses and, you know, mildew and stuff like that on your garden. So I thought that was a cool find. And this is pretty much just the same thing. It's Reader's Digest Household Hints and Handy Tips. It's got a gardening section in here is why I got the book, but there's a whole outdoor section, you know, how to fix the mortar, how to take care of termites, get rid of termites, how to do wiring, all kinds of stuff, man. I mean, it's just a neat little book, and it'll tell you, you know, how to recondition items. Like they take a dresser and make shelves out of it. I actually had an idea to do that with a dresser that I have, so and I got it from this book. So it's a cool little book. If you happen to pass by one, pick it up. It's worth it. Now these books I don't use, but I bought this one for my wife, and she's never even opened it. But some people may need them, like I need the carpenter books. You may need auto repair books. Auto Repair for Dummies. It's common sense stuff, but you know, you may not know everything, and it may help you with a few things. And you can even get your more technical books. You know, this is, you know, all about diagnostics and stuff. It's one of my old school books. So them books right there are rather expensive, but you can usually find them used online for pretty cheap. So, you know, it's worth picking up. And also, I suggest everybody go out and buy a Chilton manual or Haynes manual on your specific vehicles, whatever vehicles you own. If you own a four-wheeler, get the repair manual for that four-wheeler. You know, hey, you may have to be doing those repairs yourself someday, and you know, who knows. Now this book I've had for a long time, and I do prep with it. It's in my prepping library anyways, my shit hit the fan library. But The only thing that I found interesting in it was homemade snares and traps. You know, it teaches you everything from explosives to booby traps, all about guns and different weapons. I found that stuff interesting, but you know, most of it, the majority of it, I already knew. So, but I think it's got a good section in here. I can't find it. Just about like hunting and trapping and all kinds of cool stuff. So, you know, and there's your different guns and whatever, and I guess it just gives a little detail about them and some alterations you can make to them, stuff like that. So I kept it. I bought it at a garage sale or something, or somewhere. I don't remember where I bought it, but I bought it for real cheap. And actually, if you go buy the book, I remember it's super expensive. Let's see, $59.99 plus $4.95 shipping and handling. So, you know, $65 for that book. I wouldn't pay that, but if you can pick one up on Amazon for $20, it's worth it. These books are more if you were prepping for like a war, you know what I mean? A real shit hit the fan situation, something, you know, foreign invasion or something, I don't know. But this is just different military manuals, and there's some good bushcraft shit in there as well. Sorry, didn't mean to curse, but there's some good like survival techniques and stuff in them as well. Now this is just like field artillery and tactics, so it's more of a technical book. But and this one's old as hell. This one's from 1948. So, and most of these are antique books. This is like a Navy manual. It's pretty interesting. This is also a Navy manual. It's your firearms manual from your Navy training courses. And I got these all from resale shops and whatnot. So I got a page missing there. Oh yeah, this is the one my dog ate. I got the only pit bull in the world that likes the taste of books. And this one is Manual of Military Training. It's actually pretty neat. It teaches you how to read maps and stuff. And I actually, in this back pocket right here, there's some really old maps of like different towns in America that, you know, it's military training maps. So I thought that was pretty neat. I'm gonna pull them out. They're all falling apart. This book's old too. This book's from, oh hell, I can't find the date. 1917. So this is a very old book, but a lot of the stuff they trained back then, they still train now. It's you know, pretty much the same concept, just different tools. So these books are you know, a little out of date. You may want to, you know, get your guerrilla warfare book or whatever, but this is just U.S. military training manuals, and I do have quite a few. I'm just a collector. They're not really part of my shit hit the fan library, but I like to collect these kinds of books. I like any, you know, older war relics or anything about, you know, military. I like that kind of stuff. So, well, that's about it. I think I'm going to do another video on this and just do a video of the entire library and show you everything that I actually have. And it's probably close to 200 and something books, something like that. It's bookshelf completely full and then books on top of books. So there's a lot of books there, and we'll probably do a video on that. So be looking out for it. Thanks for watching, YouTube.